What's going on, everybody? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So please smash that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And yeah, man, I'm gonna talk Artur Beterbiev versus Callum Smith is going down tomorrow night. Let me wipe my screen off real quick for you guys. Get you guys that clear picture of the kid. So yeah, man, Artur Beterbiev is fighting tomorrow versus Callum Smith, man. It's going down. I cannot wait. I think it's gonna be an awesome match. Both guys are coming in there, game, strong, and ready to go. I mean, it's fight week. It's less than, you know, 24 hours before he's, gets in that ring. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. I think that this is going to be a lot easier fight. I'm not going to say easier. I'm not even going to put that word out there because I'm not trying to disrespect Callum Smith. But there's levels to this shit. And Callum Smith coming up from 168, I think he's barking up the wrong tree. Eddie Hearn has hyped this dude up for, continuously, over all of the press conferences. He was like, Artur Beterbiev is going to get knocked out. Artur Beterbiev is going to get, KO'd. He's older. He's too old. It's time for, it's Callum Smith's era. Like, it's time for him to, show what he has and stuff like that. And I understand what Eddie Hearn is trying to do. He's trying to amp up the fight, but you're going to get your fighter hurt, yo. You know what I mean? Because Artur Beterbiev's trying to knock people's heads off no matter if they're talking shit or not. But I feel like if this adds another level to it, you know what I mean? Like, Eddie Hearn's mouth is just, barking up the wrong tree, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, what can Callum Smith do? In my personal opinion, and Buddy McGirt already said their game plan. You know what I'm saying? Buddy McGirt, let me tell you guys what Buddy McGirt said, man. Let me see. You guys, Buddy McGirt, good trainer. I'm not saying anything, I'm not trying to discredit Buddy McGirt. He's a trainer. He's trained the likes of, Janabek, Dedashev. He was a fighter himself. So the guy's been in there, or trained, with a lot of top guys. You know what I mean? So he knows. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is Buddy McGirt's already said, I can't find a video right now, but Buddy McGirt has said, already in an interview that, their plan is to go in there and earn the respect of Artur Beterbiev. I think that that's completely the wrong game plan. I really, truly don't think he needs to try to earn the respect of Artur Beterbiev. I think he needs to try to box Artur Beterbiev and, stay on the outside as much as possible to try to beat, Artur Beterbiev and try to be more of a boxer. We've seen that, if you try to mix fire with fire, we've seen 20 times that hasn't worked out for 20 fighters. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be honest, man. I'm going to be straight honest, man. I think Vostok could beat Callum Smith. I think Vostok, before the brain injury and before he got injured and stuff like that in the Beterbiev fight, I think that I really, truly think that Vostok could possibly beat, Callum Smith, to be honest with you. He's a well-decorated champion. Well, he was before Artur Beterbiev, got his hands on him. And Artur Beterbiev did that, in 9 or 10 rounds. Just imagine if it would have went, 2 or 3 more rounds. You know what I mean? Like, that's how much power this dude Artur Beterbiev has. And I don't think enough people give Artur Beterbiev the credit that he deserves on fighting some of these guys. You guys got to understand, man, Artur Beterbiev is 38 years old. We know he's 38 years old. We know that people are saying that he's old in the tooth and that he doesn't have, how long can he continue to fight at this level at that age? Well, when you don't completely destroy your body from alcohol and drugs and shit like that, a la, some of these other fighters out here, you know what I mean? I mean, just even a guy from Russia, just like, Artur Beterbiev, similar age, you know, I'm not gonna say similar fighting style because Artur Beterbiev kind of has his own fighting style. But Sergey Kovalev, we all know that he drunk. He was a avid drinker, and Andre Ward knew that, so he went to the body. You know, Andre Ward knew that, so he went to the body. I'm just saying, man. Some of these fighters out here, you guys, they're good fighters. I'm not putting anything past them. They're good fighters. They're hell of a fighters. But there's once in a generational talents, and then there's just, your typical, I'm not even going to say typical champion because it's hard to be a champion. So I'm not trying to discredit any of the champions or discredit anybody. But it's to get to the level that Artur Beterbiev is at right now, and he hasn't always had an easy road, to be honest. Excuse me. I mean, Artur Beterbiev has been in there tough, a lot tougher than Bivol, and a lot tougher than Callum Smith. He's got a way better resume than both of those guys combined in 20 fights. And that's sad. You know what I'm saying? Bivol and Callum Smith both have more fights than Beterbiev. And Beterbiev has gotten a lot more done in a lot less time. And made a statement. And made a hell of a statement. Smash that like button and subscribe, y'all. Let's get these likes up, man. Let's definitely get these likes up. And right now, man, Artur Beterbiev is going to put it all on show for you guys tomorrow night, man. I think that it's going to be his coming out party. I've been saying he's 20-0 with 20 knockouts. BoxRec has him 19-0 with 19 knockouts. But yeah. He got rid of Anthony Yarde. You guys all know that in his last fight. Before that, I bet on the Anthony Yarde knockout. I bet on the, Joe Smith Jr. knockout. There is nothing that shows me that Callum Smith is going to be able to take this punishment for 12 full rounds. He hasn't even really been in a tough fight against a tough fighter ever. You know what I mean? I can't even say the fucking Canelo fight because Canelo won that fight, handily. He just won that fight. Callum Smith wasn't trying to put his size or wasn't trying to, even act like the bigger guy. I mean, you got Canelo that looks, way smaller than Callum Smith, dictating the fight, having full ring generalship, doing whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And, Callum Smith was cool with it. You know what I mean? He was cool with it. So from that performance, what makes me think, in my mind, smash that like button soon as you guys come in, y'all. Let's get these likes all the way through the roof, man. That's all I'm asking, But what makes you guys think that Callum Smith, after some of those performances, is going to be able to not only beat Artur Beterbiev, but stop Artur Beterbiev like Eddie Hearn is claiming? GB, what's happening, man? Ice season. You already know, man. It's Friday. Let's get it. Callum Smith is a soft touch. Callum Smith and Eddie Hearn talking big shit. They talking about like they're a firm test. You know what I mean? And for the knockout to only be minus 200, that's pretty good odds, man. That's pretty good odds. I thought it would be minus 400 to 500, But minus only 200, that's the best odds I've seen so far. If you guys seen other better odds, let me know. But I've checked MGM, the app. I checked the MGM app. I checked the FanDuel app. I've checked the DraftKings app. And they're all between, minus 200 and minus 250. And right here, like I'm looking at, Callum Smith's fights, before, the big fight tomorrow. And I mean, he's fighting guys in the UK, knocking them out in the first round. But it's like, bro, none of them guys are in any way, shape, or form remotely close to what you're facing tomorrow night, bro. And I mean that shit, man. You fought Canelo Alvarez, and I mean, Bivol beat Canelo Alvarez. Beterbiev is going to destroy Bivol and motherfucking Callum Smith. Both guys are getting touched. Crazy. Pause. You know what I mean? Ice season for both guys, man. There's nothing that Smith, yeah, Smith's a good boxer. Yeah, I understand that. But when that heat's coming back at you at a crazy amount of speed and with crazy velocity, you know what I'm saying? And the power is crazy. You know what I mean? You got to understand, Beterbiev has once in a generational power. You know what I mean? Not only that, he's got once in a generational power. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. And that's coming from a guy that work out every day. You know, I work out every day, so I know when a motherfucker is like a motherfucker is in shape. You know what I mean? I can tell when these fighters are lying, or I can tell when they're telling the truth. The scales don't hide that shit. And even if the scales hide it, the performance ain't gonna hide it. You know what I mean? I knew and I don't mean to switch subjects, but I gotta throw this out there because I switched my bet mid-fight. I knew in the Wilder versus Parker fight, and I have receipts. You know, everything I'm talking about, I got receipts. In the Parker-Wilder fight, I knew after the third round, this is how this fight was going to go. And I mean, some people would be like, man, well, you know, did Wilder can get the stoppage late and all that. Yeah, he could. It sound good. But I don't know, man. Wilder's been on some other shit, man. I don't know if he's got that instinct anymore, man, where he needs to get them motherfuckers out of here. You got to still have that in boxing as well, man. And Parker was just doing what the fuck he wanted to do. And I changed my pick. I said Wilder by knockout before the fight. After 3 rounds of watching the fight, I said no. I said Parker by unanimous decision. Now, I was scared. In about the 9th or 10th round, I was like, damn, man. Parker about to fucking knock Wilder the fuck out, man. Because his legs weren't right from round 9 or 10 on up. Wilder's legs look crazy. You know what I mean? So, you know, Wilder's legs look crazy. So, I just think right now, man, shout out to GSGB, man, in the chat. He says, I got Bivol over Artur, but we'll see. Hey, man, put your fucking house, your whole crib on Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. And I'm not looking past Callum Smith. I'm not trying to give Callum Smith an out, or I'm not trying to say, you know, Callum Smith is a bad fighter and that he's just gonna, you know, this is a, terrible matchup and all that. I'm not saying that. I'm giving Callum Smith at least to the 9th round because I know he's gonna be able to take some type of punishment. You know what I mean? At least that's what I'm thinking. Artur Beterbiev, because it could end this bitch in the first 4. To be honest with you, if Artur Beterbiev starts touching, Callum Smith into the body, into the head, and he doesn't like the response, Artur Beterbiev has that instinct where he's gonna get you the fuck out of there, a la Joe Smith Jr. To be specific. Smash that like button and subscribe, y'all. Let's get these likes up, man. But like I told you guys, and I've been telling you guys, man, Artur Beterbiev is a once-in-a-generational talent, period. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers catching him at the end of their career because they didn't want to fight him in the beginning of his career. I did a video on the first 9 motherfucking mandatory challengers for that IBF strap. None of them wanted to fight him. There's an article on Boxing Scene that back then, you guys can look it up. And I did a video so you guys can go put your receipts in for that shit too. Artur Beterbiev was ready to face. He was facing his mandatory challenger. Okay? 1 through 9 did not want to fight him for whatever reason. 1 through 9 did not want to fight him. Okay? So they reshuffled the rankings. I know this shit sound crazy, but the IBF has done some, questionable things in the past. Shout out to the IBF. But ain't none of these sanctioning bodies, 100% authentic. You know what I mean? It's loopholes and, back doors and shit like that in all of these sanctioning bodies. That's just a fact. I'm just keeping it funky with you. So, but I'm going to tell you guys right now that they reshuffled the 1 through 10, 1 through 9, okay? And Marcus Brownie was one of the 1 through 9, which he said, they didn't, but they offered him a bigger bag on the second rankings, because they had Marcus Brownie ahead of some of the other guys. So you guys got to understand, man. Matter of fact, I take that back. My bad. I got my times mixed up. It was before the Marcus Brownie fight. Let me look and see who he fought. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Hold on. Just hold on real quick. Cause I can just put the name and the face and all of that into this. So all right. So after he beat Enrico Cooling. Remember he beat him, right? That was in 2017. All right, right after that, it was not even right after that, almost a whole year after that, he fought Callum Johnson. Remember, that was another Eddie Hearn, promoted fighter. Okay? That's the fight that they had to reshuffle the rankings for, the Callum Johnson fight. Because Callum Johnson wasn't in the top 10 at the time, and when they reshuffled it, he was. The second, I think it was like a month later, and they a month or two later, and when they reshuffled the IBF rankings, he was in the top 10. Callum Johnson was, because that was for the IBF light heavyweight title, okay. And Callum Johnson did drop, Artur Beterbiev. He got a good shot in, he dropped him, but every time that Artur Beterbiev has been dropped, he's came back even twice as harder. You know what I mean? That's something that you don't even got to question. Once Artur Beterbiev feel like you can hurt him and he's got to respect you, he's going to calculate. He just ramps it up even more. I feel like he's a little bit more looser before, I guess he tastes your power. But after he tastes your power, bro, it's like Artur Beterbiev just has, I'm gonna find a way to beat the living shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? Period. The guy is just wired completely different than any other fighter that I've ever talked to or any other fighter that I've ever seen. Because the more I think about it, it's like, bro, nobody at that age is doing the training that he's doing, man. 38? Salute to Bernard Hopkins for fighting later in his career, but they have different styles. Beterbiev's not trying to win on points. Super respect to Bernard Hopkins, because he knocked some guys out at a later age as well. And I'm not taking anything away from Bernard Hopkins. But Artur Beterbiev is going in there for the knockout to end you. You know what I mean? Completely. So there's levels to this shit. You know what I mean? And I don't think, and that's why I think in this Callum Smith fight, I don't think that this is gonna go down to the scorecards. I don't think the judges are gonna be needed at all in this fight, man. And Callum Smith, he's only lost to Canelo Alvarez. I respect that. He's 29-1. With 21 big wins by way of knockout. He fought a guy named Matthew Bernalick, which was 21-1. He knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? Down twice in the 4th round. But these are guys that nobody's heard of. Nobody gives them any type of, and no disrespect to these fighters I'm naming off. But, who are they? Who the fuck are they? Some guy that Eddie Hearn got from fucking Turkey. No, Jeddah. You know what I mean? Like, I've never heard of him. With all respect, I've never heard of Matthew. Who has he beat? No one. I'm not even going to check his box rec. No one. Never heard of him. You stopped him, whoop-de-fucking-do, and you stopped him in 2022. You haven't even fought in almost 2 years. You know what I mean? You haven't fought, man. You've been inactive for 17 months. You don't think... So you're telling me that Callum Callum Smith has been inactive for 17 months, and all of a sudden I'm supposed to put the fucking bank on Callum Smith winning this fight, and he's fighting a well-decorated, unified champion at 175 pounds. And not only that, you're moving up from 168. Callum Smith used to be at 168. Come on. Beterbiev could never make 168. Period. Period. The size and the power and the boxing IQ, all for Beterbiev. All for Beterbiev. He's going to walk Callum Smith the fuck down. You know what I mean? Until he goes down. You know, and I mean that shit, man. It's going to be a brutal fight, man. I do not think y'all, I don't know who the fuck told you guys and who made you guys at home believe that Callum Smith was going to somehow win this fight off the strength of Fast Eddie's mouth. But Fast Eddie's mouth has really got, you know, you're really barking up the wrong tree. Let's just call a spade a spade. You're barking up the wrong tree, and, you know, Beterbiev is in prime form right now. You know, there might be a little slippage from Artur Beterbiev. I'm not going to say it ain't. You know what I mean? But I feel like even an older and aging Beterbiev still wipes the floor on Callum Smith, man. It's levels to this shit. Then he beat, you know, Gilbert in 2021. I remember he got that, you know, he got that really good knockout. He beat He beat Gilbert Castillo Rivera. I remember him knocking him out. You know, he knocked him out. It was a really good knockout. You know, highlight reel. But at that time when he fought him, you know, Gilbert already had 3 losses. You already had 3 losses. You know? Before Callum Smith beat him. You know? Callum Smith knocked him out, and Demetrius Bivol got a unanimous decision. That's another thing, bro. Demetrius Bivol doesn't even have enough power to stop Beterbiev from coming in. Okay? You got to have power where it's like, I'm not coming in no more. Joe Smith Jr. almost knocked you the fuck out in like the 10th or 11th round of y'all fight. Beterbiev finished that dude in 3 rounds. 3 rounds. Joe Smith Jr. was out of there. Or was it the first round? Let me go look, man. Let me give y'all guys accurate information, man. You guys know I ain't trying to give you no bullshit. Hold on. Knock Joe Smith's simple ass out in 1 round, man. Get the fuck out of here. Bivol went all fucking 12 with dude. You gotta look at some of the matchups, man. This shit is just look at the level of competition and what Beterbiev is doing to the level of competition, man. You know what I mean? The writing's on the wall. Just pay attention, you guys. When you at home, look at this shit. You guys can do the research yourself. Look at this shit. Joe Smith Jr. If you guys even want to compare resumes, Beterbiev got the up on that too. It's just Beterbiev's an all-around different animal, man, than anybody at 175. There is nobody at 175 right now that can beat Artur Beterbiev, including motherfucking Canelo Alvarez. And when motherfucking David Benavidez comes up, if David Benavidez comes up to 175 in the next 2 years, he's getting stopped by Beterbiev. Mark my motherfucking words. If David Benavidez comes up to 175, okay, he's getting stopped by Artur Beterbiev. Because we all know that it's tough for Benavidez to make the weight. He's going to eventually have to go up to 175. You know, he's probably got 1 or 2 more fights at 168, and then he's got to move up, man. I mean, the guy, you know, is a man now. I mean, he's not he was the youngest, you know, WBC champion at the time when he became champion. He was the youngest current champion. He's not that anymore. He's older now. You know, and when you get older, your body transforms and body, you know what I mean, needs room to grow and shit like that. So I just feel like Benavidez is gonna, you know, he's gonna catch the business too. Um, but it's gonna be at their time. You know, I feel like Benavidez is gonna be pushed really, really carefully. I think they're gonna avoid Beterbiev. I think Beterbiev after he fights Bivol, it would be awesome to see a Benavidez versus Beterbiev fight after he beats Bivol. But that's a fight that we might not see. You know, Benavidez is a whole lot younger than Beterbiev. I believe 10 years. You know, and that's a lot in boxing. You know, 10-year age gap is a lot, you know. But for the special fighters, which I feel like Artur Beterbiev is, it's not a lot. Because mind you, we all know that, you know, we all know these are facts. We all know that David Benavidez has partied. I mean, shit, he got caught, you know, he tested positive for the Yaina. So it's like, you know, I mean, it was some type of partying going on. I'm not saying Beterbiev is an angel, but I am going to say is I've been covering him for 6 or 7 years, and I ain't heard of no type of partying, no type of outside influence, no type of wild party nights and, you know, and any of this shit, you know, you getting arrested, any of that shit, you know what I mean? Beterbiev's record has been squeaky clean for like 6 or 7 years. So it's like, yo, it's like when you're betting on a guy, you got to know what you're betting on. Some of you motherfuckers out there just bet on whatever, man. Whatever somebody tells you guys. I'm systematically breaking this shit down, man. There's no way Callum Smith is going to be able to handle the pressure, okay? And definitely not going to be able to handle the pressure for 12 full rounds. Artur Beterbiev started his camp in Russia, finished it in Canada. Dude had a 2-part camp. Facts. Facts. Different breed, man. These motherfuckers ain't even nowhere near the level that Artur Beterbiev was on, man. And it's crazy to say it because I don't want to discredit none of the other champions out there or none of the other fighters in you know, close weight classes. But from 168 all the way to cruiserweight, ain't nobody fucking with Artur Beterbiev. Nobody. Nobody. Not Canelo. Not motherfucking Sergey Kovalev. When he had his reign, I mean, Sergey Kovalev and Artur Beterbiev was supposed to been fight. You know? And Bivol versus Beterbiev was supposed to been fight. But Eddie Hearn has been coddling this motherfucker and just been, you know, giving him, you know, soft touches. Like, dude, Bivol just fought a guy that fucking Anthony Yard beat and stopped. Okay? Anthony Yard got stopped by Beterbiev. And Bivol just fought a guy that Anthony Yard stopped. That's to show you the competition level. Who the fuck have you been fighting for the last 10 years, Bivol? Who? No fucking body, man. But Canelo. That's your only claim to fame. And you beat Canelo because you was bigger than him. And you was out, you know, I'm gonna give him credit. He was, you know, he let Canelo have that jab, man. That jab dictated that fight, man. So I'm not taking anything away from him, but Beterbiev is different than that, man. Way bigger than Canelo. Beterbiev is way bigger than Canelo. You know what I mean? Way bigger. And that jab, I truly don't feel like it's gonna affect Beterbiev the way it affected Canelo, you know? Because they had Canelo second thinking of him coming inside, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Ghost Rider in the chat says, real talk, Corey Lee Boxing, salute. Smash that like button, y'all. Let's get these likes up too, man. You know? Shout out to JFL. He says, back with another. What's up, Corey? What's going on, bro? He said, what y'all think on the Badu Jack? Badu Jack trying to get a check, man. Call a spade. Badu Jack trying to get it. Badu Jack trying to get a check. You know? And I ain't got nothing against Badu Jack. Badu Jack is an awesome fighter. Badu Jack is an awesome fighter. I ain't taking nothing away from Badu Jack. You know what I mean? Badu Jack has done things in boxing And he's a pretty good fighter. You know what I mean? He's a pretty good fighter. I'm not taking anything away from Badu Jack, but Badu Jack can't fuck with Beterbiev. Badu Jack will get hurt fucking with Beterbiev, man. A lot of these fighters out here gonna get hurt fucking with Beterbiev. Callum Smith is gonna get fucked up tomorrow night. And it's fucked up to say, but this is what Eddie Hearn wanted. This was the whole scheme of things, man. You know? You know? I mean, it's good to see that Top Rank and, it's good to see that Top Rank and it's good to see that Top Rank and Matchroom can work together. That's a good sign. You know what I mean? That could open up some things for some other things to possibly happen, man. I mean, shit, you guys got to understand, man. Right now, man, boxing is wide open. You know what I mean? You got PBC, with their new Amazon deal or whatever. You got Matchroom Boxing with DAZN. You got Top Rank with ESPN. Golden Boy with DAZN. The list goes on. The Eye of the Tiger, they're pretty much, matching up with anybody. I don't believe Eye of the Tiger has an exclusive TV deal with any of the people that's out here. Like, ESPN or... I mean, obviously, ESPN is exclusively Top Rank. I mean, they got a contract, and I believe Top Rank is the only promoter that can even put fights on for ESPN. So that's a whole nother thing, because I did the media coverage for Top Rank before, so I know for sure, But yeah, man, it's going down, man. It is going down, man. Tomorrow night, you guys, Artur Beterbiev versus Callum Smith, man. Callum Smith is really, man, Eddie Hearn has really talked this boy up to this, man, to this point, man. He has really talked this boy up, man. I really feel like he barking up the wrong tree, though, man. I do. I really do. I feel like he barking up the wrong freaking tree, bro. Callum Smith, I mean, he just hasn't showed me nothing. What has he showed you guys that you're like, man, wow, this guy's awesome. This guy's, amazing. He's with Buddy McGirt. Buddy McGirt is gonna let him, fight the way, I really feel like, with all respect to Buddy McGirt, I think that Callum Smith, he said he tried to switch trainers, after he took the Canelo loss and stuff like that. But I mean, you pick Buddy McGirt, I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of changes. You've been fighting guys that you've been supposed to beat since the Canelo fight. Your claim to fame is the Canelo fight that you went 12 rounds with Canelo. That's your claim to fame right now. Okay? Until tomorrow night, man. Until tomorrow night, man. It's gonna get ugly for that man, man. It's gonna get ugly for him, man. I know I typically don't, talk like this for different fighters, but Eddie Hearn has been running his fucking mouth all fucking month about how, Callum Smith is going to knock out, Artur Beterbiev, and it could end early. And I'm like, dude, are you serious? Because when I'm looking at Callum Smith, I'm like, this dude don't even look like he believe that shit Eddie Hearn saying in the press conference. I'm like, this dude he looked like, man, shit, man. Artur Beterbiev gave him a crazy stare down on the weigh-ins, man. Shit, Artur Beterbiev might be north of 200 come fight night, man. Artur Beterbiev might rehydrate to 200. Type of fighter you looking at, man. Type of fighter you looking at right now. That's the type of fighter, man. Artur Beterbiev, man. And that's another thing. He's got his nutrition down, which some fighters don't have that. You got to understand, Artur Beterbiev has been continuously doing the right thing over and over and over and over and over and over. And you can see from his resume that he's been having success. Okay? He's knocked out 19 opponents in 19 fights. In 19 fights. He done knocked out 19 opponents, man. There's no opponent that's seen the final bell with Artur Beterbiev. That's how devastating and ruthless, his knockouts are. And I mean, he can get you up, he can get you from the first round He's got knockouts all the way from the first round all the way to the 12th round. So don't think because it's in the 10th or 11th round that you safe. Fuck no. You know? Ask Cooling. Ask, Enrico Cooling. Ask him. You know, that was for the strap. That was for the IBF strap. That made Artur Beterbiev a champion, fighting that guy. And when he fought him, he wound up knocking him out in the 12th and final round. He was already winning the fight, but he wound up knocking him out in the 12th and final round. That's another thing. I think Callum Smith does have the skill to possibly win some rounds. I'm not saying he can't win no rounds. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying the accumulation of punches that Artur Beterbiev is going to put on Callum Smith is just going to be unbearable. You know? It's going to be too much. It's going to be too much, man. It's going to be too much. You know? It's going to be too much, man. So, you know, right now, man, we looking at, tomorrow night is going down. I know a lot of people are looking forward to it. Let me let you guys hear what Eddie Hearn had to say about Beterbiev. This guy funny, man. You can't make this shit up, man. Listen to this. Y'all listening? So y'all know I ain't making it up. Listen to this shit now, all right? Listen.
Callum Smith is going to knock Beterbiev spark out. See this now. Sometimes you see it, right? And he's going to be up against the rope. And Beterbiev's going to come in like he does. He's going to square up his feet. And Callum's going to do what he does best, which is counter with the left hook. One punch knockout. He's definitely slipping. He's like 39 years old. I know Beterbiev's a favourite. I'm not saying he's not a favourite. But I can see it in my own eyes. This one punch knockout. But whatever happens, we will try to make Bivol against the winner of that fight. Callum Smith is going to knock Beterbiev.
Listen, y'all.
See this now. Sometimes you see it, right? And he's going to be up against the rope.
Listen.
And Beterbiev's going to come in like he does. He's going to square
Just
up.
listen.
And Callum's going to do what he does best, which is counter with the left hook. One punch knockout. He's definitely slipping. He's like 39 years old. I know Beterbiev's a favourite. I'm not saying he's not the favourite, but I can see it in my own eyes. This one punch knockout. But whatever happens, we will try to make Bivol against the winner of that fight. Callum Smith is going to knock Beterbiev spark out. See this now. Sometimes you see it, right? And it's going to be up against the rope.
Yo, I can't stop laughing at this dude Eddie Hearn, man. This dude funny as shit, man.
One punch knockout. He's definitely slipping. He's 39 years old. I know Beterbiev's a favourite. I'm not saying he's not a favourite, but I can see it in my own.
Oh shit, yo.
But whatever happens,
I gotta hear it one more
we
time.
will try to make Bivol against the winner of that fight. Callum Smith is going to knock Beterbiev spark out. See this? Sometimes you see it, right? And it's going to be up against the rope.
And then he's trying to tell you guys how he gonna get the knockout.
Which is counter with the left hook.
He gonna catch counter with the left hook.
Beterbiev's a favourite. I'm not saying he's not the favourite, but I can see it in my own eyes. This one punch.
Man, these promoters, man. These promoters, man. What we gonna do with them, y'all?
Callum Smith is going to knock Beterbiev.
What we gonna do with them?
Spark out. See this now. Sometimes you see it, right? And he's going to be up against the rope. And Beterbiev's going to come in like he does. He's going to square up his feet.
That's what he's saying right now, you guys. Salute.
One punch knockout. He's definitely slipping. He's like 39.
T Money, what's happening in the chat? What's going on? Teach, what's going on, man? How's everything going, man? Salute. I want you guys to hear what Eddie Hearn's saying. Let me let you. Hold on. Let me let you guys hear this shit. Hold on real quick.
Not to be able to take the hammer.
Listen.
Unless you chin him early.
Smash that like button, y'all. Let's get these likes up.
It's going to be painful. You're going to get hit around the ear, around the shoulders, around the back of the head, and you've got to be tough enough, robust enough to go through that, and also trade with him, pick your spots and throw with him, and that's the danger. Because Yard did that, and there were stages in that fight where you were thinking, actually, I think Yard might be turning the screw here, and then back comes Beterbiev, and he just chipped away enough to break Anthony Yarde that night. So I think he's getting older. I think he's getting slower. I do think he's getting a little bit wiser. He's getting better. He hasn't had that many professional fights. Great feet, closes the distance really well, but it's the relentless pressure that's the problem. But yeah, I definitely subscribe to the fact that he is slowing down, and that punch resistance at some stage will go a little bit. And,
So he's banking on Artur Beterbiev slowing down, and he feels like Artur Beterbiev is, 38 and calling him 39, and fucking he just thinks that Beterbiev is gonna lose because of his age and because he's, the older fighter, and he feels like he's catching Beterbiev at the right time. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. T said it's a 50-50 fight to me. Hey T, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not a 50-50 fight, bro. I've been studying Beterbiev and I've been studying Callum Smith for far too long. Beterbiev has been in there tough as fuck, man, with the opponents he's been faced with. And to be honest with you, a lot of those fights, they didn't really want him to win. Like that Gvosdyk fight, he was supposed to lose that fight. If that joint would have went to the scorecards and those knockdowns wouldn't have happened, Beterbiev possibly would have lost that fight, okay? But that's why Beterbiev doesn't leave it to the judges, He's never left it to the judges. And it's not going to change Saturday night. He's not going to leave it to the judges. He's going to knock Callum Smith out. And, he's going to brutally start beating him down. I'm going to say, obviously from round 1 on up. But I'm just saying it's going to eventually start I know for a fact there's going to be some type of knockdown in the first 9 rounds. I'm 100% positive. There's going to be at least one knockdown in the first 9 rounds. Because I'm telling you, once Callum Smith opens up, which I know he is, Buddy McGirt has already said, smash that like button too, y'all. Let's get these likes up. Buddy McGirt has already said that their game plan is to have Beterbiev to get the respect early. This is Buddy McGirt's words, not mine. And I quote, we want to gain the respect of Beterbiev early. That is the worst. That is a terrible game plan to have, man. Terrible. You need to be boxing Beterbiev from the outside, popping that jab out. Popping that jab out. Popping that jab out. Moving around, lateral movement. Foot movement. Keep your head on the swivel. You know what I mean? Don't fucking mix fire with fire. Artur Beterbiev is a bigger fighter I truly feel like he's a bigger fighter than Callum Smith. Even if he wasn't a bigger fighter, even if Callum Smith had him by a couple pounds, it ain't a lot if he did, but I just think that, Callum Smith, it's just the way he's built, bro. His frame is built like he's a taller, more linkier type of fighter. Like, your neck and your fucking jaws and shit like that, you're gonna need more resistance than what you have, that your armor is. I feel like, he's got those skinny kind of legs and he's, he's chiseled, but he's kind of more linky. I just feel like Beterbiev's gonna run through him, man. I really feel like that, man. I really feel like that. And Beterbiev is Beterbiev is a once-in-a-generational talent. I'm telling you guys, the bet for the knockout is -200. That's the bet to pick, you guys. If you guys are listening right now, I'm trying to get you guys some money. Smash that like button as soon as you guys come in here. Smash that like button. But I'm trying to get you guys paid, okay? The -200 on FanDuel, okay, is the bet for this fight. Artur Beterbiev by knockout, okay? -200. Because I think for Beterbiev just to win on points is minus like 400 or 500. But it's the knockout, man. It's the knockout. I feel like it's going to be a knockout. Artur Beterbiev. Shout out to T in the chat. He says, I want Beterbiev to win because we all want that Bivol fight. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, man. I would love to see that Bivol fight, man. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, man, I think that Bivol, gets stopped too. I'm putting money on Beterbiev stopping Callum Smith and Demetrius Bivol. You know, both guys in 9. I'm gonna say both guys. I'm gonna say both guys in 11 rounds and under. Neither one will reach the 12th round. Neither fighter. Bivol won't see the 12th round in their fight, and Callum Smith won't see the 12th round in their fight at all. And the judges would not be needed at all. You know? Because you guys got to understand, man, the type of power, the type of mindset, and the menacing, just the brute force that Artur Beterbiev is bringing. You know, and if you guys are just joining, let me let you guys hear what got Team Beterbiev amped up. And you know, Ramsey is he sounds like he's really amped up, man. He's really he's really looking forward to this fight, man. This is what if you guys are just joining, smash that like button. This is what Eddie Hearn has had to say. A recent interview.
See this now. Sometimes you see it, right? And it's going to be up against the rope. And Beterbiev's going to come in.
Listen to this shit.
Callum Smith is going to knock Beterbiev spark out. See this now. Sometimes you see it, right? And it's going to be up against the rope. And Beterbiev's going to come in like he's going to scrap. Which is counter with the left hook. One punch knockout.
I can't fucking get over this dude, Eddie Hearn, yo.
I'm not saying he's not the favourite, but I can see it in my own eyes. This one punch knockout. But whatever happens, we will try to make Bivol against the winner of that fight. Callum Smith is going to knock Beterbiev spark out. See this now. Sometimes you see it, right? It's going to be up against the rope.
Yo, y'all gotta look at the interview, man. I ain't gonna put shout out to Fight Hub, man. Awesome channel, man. But
I know Beterbiev's the favourite. I'm not saying he's not the favourite.
Eddie Hearn, man, smoking that gas right now, man. He gotta amp his fighters up. He's gotta amp his fighters up. That's why he's the promoter. That's why he's one of the lead promoters for this fight. He's gotta amp his fighters up. He's gotta, tell them guys, like, you're gonna win. I got faith in you. You're gonna knock them out. But I really don't feel like, I think Eddie Hearn might truly believe that shit. But that's how delusional and how fucked up Eddie Hearn is. Like, he gets his fighters in these situations where they just get completely sparked through. You know what I mean? And this is going to be one of those instances where, Eddie Hearn is really putting his fighter on Front Street. And I don't think his fighter's going to be able to take it, man. I really don't, man. Beterbiev is way too more. It's way too talented. Way too, he's just all around, man. Beterbiev he's got the mental capacity to beat, Callum Smith. And Callum Smith might have more professional fights than him, but Beterbiev has been in there tougher, not only in professional boxing, he's been in there tougher in the amateurs and in sparring. Okay? All of that you have to take into accountability, you guys. This is the accountability hour right now. And right now, Callum Smith who is he fought for us to keep giving him these passes? Like, yo, he's gonna, somehow knock out, from coming off of a 17-month layoff, okay? Callum Smith, just think about that, you guys. You're coming off a 17-month layoff, and your first fight back is Artur Beterbiev, 19-0, 19 knockouts, and you got Eddie Hearn saying this after almost a 19-month layoff.
Callum Smith is going to knock Beterbiev spark out. See this now. Sometimes you see it, right? It's going to be up against the rope. Beterbiev's going to come in like he's going to scrap his feet.
I can't get over this shit, man. This shit is hilarious to me, man.
He's like 39 years old. I know.
He Beterbiev's 38, and he keeps saying 39. He's trying to add extra years and all that goofy shit he does. I'm going to tell you guys right now, man. I've interviewed Andre Ward. I love Andre Ward as a person and as a fighter and as a black man that, put on for his, community. And everything. You know, he's I truly feel like Andre Ward is a good dude, man. For real. But I say all that to say this. I say all of that to say this. Artur Beterbiev was Andre Ward's mandatory for a year before he retired. Okay? You can't tell me that in the back of Andre Ward's mind, you can't tell me that he was not thinking about the fight with Artur Beterbiev possibly fighting him. You cannot tell me that he wasn't thinking about that shit. Because I know he was, man. And I'm not saying that's why he retired. I'm not saying that's why Andre Ward retired. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is he wasn't in a rush to fight Artur Beterbiev at that time. You know, because he knew about Artur Beterbiev. And he was the champion at 175 after he beat Sergey Kovalev. Right after he beat Sergey Kovalev the second time, Artur Beterbiev was already the mandatory. Smash that like button. Let's get these likes up. He was already the mandatory. You know? So, you know, it's just one of those things, you guys, where, you know, right now, man, you know, Artur Beterbiev, you know, and you know, if you guys haven't known, Artur Beterbiev is originally from Russia, but he's got citizenship in Canada. So that's why, and it's a good thing that he does have citizenship in Canada because, you know, the fucking WBC is pretty much telling the WBC is pretty much telling any Russian fighter, if that's where if that's where your citizenship is and that's where you're from, Russia, you cannot be a champion for us in the WBC right now while the war is going on. You know, so that's why they're having some issues with Demetrius Bivol. Even if he wins, even if he's gonna be able to be a WBC champion, even if he does win. So, you know, there's a lot with that. You know what I mean? You know, Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC president, has been saying it multiple times. You know, he doesn't. You know, he's not He doesn't have any active Russian champions in the WBC, and it's just like Artur Beterbiev is as much Russian as Sergey Kovalev. Excuse me. Artur Beterbiev is just as much Russian as, you know, Alexander Povetkin. You know what I mean? You know, Artur Beterbiev is, and me in my eyes, always will be a Russian. You know, he's a Russian. He's from out there. He's Russian descent. You know, he's, he trains and he's been living in Canada for a while because that's where his coach is stationed at. That's where Mark Ramsey is stationed at. So of course he's gonna be there with his be there with his trainer and stuff like that. But if his trainer Mark Ramsey wasn't from Canada, he would if Mark Ramsey trained in all of his fighters in the US, say in California somewhere, that's where Artur Beterbiev will have citizenship at. But because Artur Beterbiev, that's how he's able to hold that WBC strap. You know, um, but yeah, man, I just wanted to talk to you guys about this boxing today, man. All right, I'm back. My bad, y'all. My bad. I'm back. Thank you so much, teaching the back in the chat. Salute, my brother. Let's go with the fucking editing, man. But yeah, man. Eddie Hearn is somewhat delusional, man. Some of these shit he's talking about. Listen to what Joe Smith Jr. says about Artur Beterbiev. Let's see what he says.
About 1 second of piss into my underwear. I let out about 1 second of piss into my underwear. I let out about one.
Oh, that was must have been a meme or some shit. But I remember Joe Smith Jr. saying something about Artur Beterbiev's power. Do you want him to get brain damage? Eddie Hearn told Beterbiev is a no-go by Virgil Hunter. Damn. Now you got Eddie Hearn talking about this shit now, too. I ain't know he said that.
I've worked at some of the large.
Let's see what Eddie Hearn's got to say, man. Eddie Hearn's been talking a good game, you guys, so I'm just trying to put it all in perspective. He's talking about Buatsi possibly facing Beterbiev or something like that, I guess. But I mean, shit, man. Anthony Yard, he had his moments in that fight, but I just feel like it wasn't, rips. Bob Arum is coming at Eddie Hearn crazy right now, man. He says Bob Arum rips Eddie Hearn, man. Bob Arum's almost, I believe he's like 90-something years old, man. He's still going in, man. You guys got to understand, man. Bob Arum is a Hall of Fame, promoter. Love him, like him, hate him. You know what I mean? But he is what he is. He's a good boxing promoter. I'm not saying he's the best, but he's been able to do what he can do. You know what I mean? He's working with other promoters like Eddie Hearn. That's a good thing, man. That's good for boxing. When you got other trainers out here that's working with, other promoters out here that's working with other promoters, we can see these fights that we've been wanting to see for the whole time. Some of these fights, you guys, we've been supposed to get the Demetrius Bivol fight 4 years ago. Facts. They've been talking about Bivol. I've been talking about Bivol Beterbiev on this channel for at least 3 years. At least. And we're just now getting it if Beterbiev can win tomorrow night. I think Beterbiev's going to put on a hell of a performance tomorrow, man. And I'm taking all bets as well. My Cash App is Core Elite Boxing. I'm taking all bets. If you truly feel like your guy, Callum Smith, can win, let me know the price. Let's get it. You know what I mean? Because right now, Beterbiev's on a collision course, and Callum Smith is right there in the middle, ready to get, ran over. This is what Beterbiev has to say. This is what Joe Smith Jr. has to say about Beterbiev's power. Like I was trying to tell you guys, okay? Listen to this.
Man, just want to say condolences to your little brother, man. How you been holding up so far, man?
Just hanging in there, taking it day by day, staying as positive as I can be.
Gotcha. Nobody's really heard from you too much since the Beterbiev fight, man. What's kind of like your future plans, man?
Well, I just had a little boy, so I'm just hanging out with him right now, enjoying that. Just waiting to see if any offers come my way. Anything comes my way, we'll see what happens.
What kind of went wrong in that fight, man? There's like a really big...
Smash that like button as soon as you guys come in. He's asking Joe Smith Jr. interview.
Did he hit harder than you thought, man?
No, honestly, I thought I was stronger in there. I felt stronger than him. It just wasn't my night. I got caught behind the ear with a shot I couldn't recover from. And, I just had a lot going on leading up to the fight, but no excuses. He was the better man that night. Who knows? Maybe again in the future I'll get another shot at it.
Would love to know that you fought both Bivol and Beterbiev. I remember when you rocked Bivol, it looked like he wasn't, he looked like he was gonna make it, but you fought both guys, man.
Bivol, when I caught him, it was at the right time. I caught him right at the end of the round, so he was able to make it through. In my opinion, I felt Bivol was, the tougher fight for me. He's an all-around fighter, but both fighters are very skilled. Beterbiev, he's very accurate with his punches. He hits you where he wants to. But, it's I would be looking forward to seeing the two of them fight, but
Well, who you got in that though? Who you got in that?
and you know, that's a tough fight.
Don't give us that
Anything could
political
happen.
answer, man. You gotta choose somebody.
Beterbiev got, Beterbiev's got that punch and skill, that good accuracy, but Bivol, he's an all-around, fighter, so I like to see it.
Do you care about Shakar? Then check.
He's talking about Bivol because of his boxing ability, but all of that boxing shit is gonna go out the window once a motherfucker put your hand. Once Beterbiev puts his hands on Bivol, it's gonna be a whole different game plan. All that shit that Bivol's been working on is gonna go out the window. Cause from what I've heard, they never even sparred each other, so you don't even know what type of power Beterbiev has until you get in the ring with him. And yes, Teach, that fucking Saudi Arabia money is different. You know what I mean? You guys got to understand, Frank Warren had already got paid. Frank Warren has already got paid for some of the stuff. I mean, for the fight, for the Usyk. He got paid some of the money already for the Usyk versus Fury fight already. That's a fact. He said it. That's a fact. You know? So, what I'm trying to tell you guys is, like, Beterbiev can fight in Saudi Arabia and be fine. Be cool with it. Because to be honest with you, man, that fight is big, but I feel like Beterbiev versus Bivol is bigger for the hardcore fans. Like people like me, like us that's listening to this show right now, people that actually know boxing, they know that that fight is a hardcore's dream fight. You know what I mean? Smash that like button as soon as you guys come in, y'all. Let's definitely get these likes up. But the Bivol versus Beterbiev fight is a hardcore boxing fans' dream fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fight that I've been really wanting to see for a couple years now, and I just think it's overdue. And I finally think that Beterbiev is in position to finally claim his throne and to be the king at 175 pounds, which I feel like he's been the king for 4 to 5 years already. Okay? I feel like Beterbiev was that type of guy where he could have challenged Andre Ward when he was champion. Okay? That fight should have got made, you know what I mean, before Andre Ward retired. But Andre Ward had a good year, and he was getting older, and it was just time for Andre Ward to retire. I'm not saying anything bad about Andre Ward for doing that, you know what I mean? Because some of these fighters don't know when to get out. Some of these fighters stay boxing, until the end, until you can't, until you can't fight anymore, literally. So I'm pretty stoked that, Andre Ward retired undefeated. He retired, with all his faculties in order. And from what it sounds like, he's comfortably, with his money as well. So he's got all of the things you want to have when you retire as a fighter. A lot, mind you guys, boxing is a dark sport. You know what I mean? What I mean by that is it's a lot of janky-ass promoters. It's a lot of janky-ass trainers. You know what I'm saying? And, to be honest with you, that's why boxing is wide open. There's no NFL, there's no NBA, there's no league for boxing. It's just, it is what it is, pretty much, and boxing, it's an open reign for any promoter, any business mogul that wants to invest in boxing. I mean, I feel like some of these promoters can just jump right in with having no experience. You had the right lawyers and you had the right team behind you. Why not? But a lot of promoters and trainers, they find it more hard once they get into the sport, a la Jay-Z. Jay-Z did pretty good, when he was into boxing, with the whole Rock Nation deal and everything like that. I think he was trying to sign Andre Ward as well. But Andre Ward and Rock Nation, I believe they've done business, but it's like one of those things. Jay-Z's not in the sport anymore. So, that shows you, and he's got his hand in a lot of things. Music, he's a mogul, he's, businesses, he's got so many businesses, so many different, shit. He does he's like a sports agent. He has a sport agency company for the NFL and NBA, I believe. So he represents athletes and stuff like that. So for him to get out of boxing, it was like, damn, but I think boxing is more inside shit than we know about, that we talk about, that a lot of fight fans and fight, reporters, journalists, whatever you want to call them, talk about. But for this fight, we're gonna need none of that. For the Beterbiev versus Bivol fight, we're gonna need none of that. It's gonna end. It could end early or it could end late. I'm gonna say ninth round knockout for Artur Beterbiev. Ninth round, you guys. The reason why I'm saying ninth round is because Callum Smith, and we've seen in some of his other fights that he can take punishment. Canelo Alvarez was hitting Callum Smith flush, but he wasn't hurting him. He wasn't hurting him. I don't think Canelo had enough power to really get Callum Smith out of there. He had enough power for Callum Smith to respect him, but he didn't have enough power to get him out of there. I feel like the equalizer is Artur Beterbiev having enough power to actually get Callum Smith out of there. Just like he did Joe Smith. It's going to be a good fight, man. You guys got to get your fucking popcorn ready, man, because I'm telling you, man, the more I think about it, it's like, how can you, right now, let's be honest, you guys, who at 175 can beat Artur Beterbiev? Just be honest. Let's just be honest. I'm not trying to look past this fight. I'm not trying to, look past, anything like that. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to look past any of this shit. I'm actually, I'm right now, I'm really trying to give you guys really good information about this fight coming up. And I think that, Artur Beterbiev, has had a really good camp. It's looking like he's, it looks like Mark Ramsey and, Artur Beterbiev are good. They don't have any, they're not having, from what I heard, it looked like training camp went well. The weigh-in showed that Artur Beterbiev is in tip-top shape again, it looks like. So, like I said, man, I think right now Artur Beterbiev is a force to be reckoned with, and I don't think anybody can beat him right now. I think Artur Beterbiev will reign for the next, I'll say the next 2 years. I feel like Artur Beterbiev, there's nobody going to beat Artur Beterbiev for the next 2 years, at least. Let's see what some of these guys say about Artur Beterbiev. Let's see what they say. Listen to this, y'all. These are fighters that have been in the ring with Artur Beterbiev.
Serious note, we just had a very long talk.
Shout out to Ellie Setback.
And he told me that he believes that he beats David.
Wait, what line?
Hold on.
Hey Sam, serious note.
Like these guys my whole career that really can fight. I want to fight all of them.
Plan? What happened to you on plan?
Listen. Shout out to Ellie too, man.
You and Darrell?
I went. So, but here's the thing.
Oh.
Here's the thing. I've been fighting guys big like these guys my whole career that really can fight. You know what I'm saying? These guys can bring nothing to the table that I haven't seen that I don't know how to do.
This guy, Lonnie B, has been in the ring with Artur Beterbiev.
These guys can bring nothing.
Was one of the head sparring partners for Artur Beterbiev for a couple camps. I believe Lonnie B beat Uzataki as well.
Yeah, but it's how he wins. He looks impressive. He looks great. He shoe shines them. He knocks them out. He punches them.
But come on, Eli. It's easy to look like that when you win. When you just tall fighting the guy your side.
Okay, before we end this video really quick, because I have to turn off the camera. What's it like to be in the ring with Zurdo?
Oh man, like he's the top two. Him and Beterbiev is the top. Best
He beats Beterbiev.
I ever been in the ring with.
What?
You've
He
been in there
beats
with
him?
Beterbiev? If they fight, who
Yeah,
wins?
I was a spar partner for 5 years. I don't know. I love.
Nah, he know who's gonna win.
Alex,
He know who's gonna win.
I think Alex beats Beterbiev in a rematch.
What?
That's what I believe.
Yeah.
How hard is
Look
Beterbiev?
at-
Is he the hardest
Listen,
guy you ever sparred
listen.
in the ring with?
Like this. He's the hardest hitting guy I ever been hit by since I've been born.
Wow, he really can crack. So how do you? If you
Wow,
have to
he's
fight
serious
him,
about that,
like,
too.
Close the distance.
He's serious about that.
Or do you box him?
I wouldn't fight.
No, but if they offered you to fight,
I I would say no.
Wow. But you'd fight anyone else?
Anybody else?
He said I would say no to fighting Artur Beterbiev.
And I'm talking from the heart. I'm
Yeah.
keeping it real.
Well, you,
Like that
you
right
sparred
there.
him 5 times.
He said he wouldn't even. He's a professional fighter. Lonnie B is a professional fighter. He's a professional fighter, and he said he'll fight Caleb Plant. He'll fight, he'll fight all of these different fighters. He doesn't mind fighting none of these different fighters, but he said he will not get in the ring with Artur Beterbiev. Okay, he just told Ellie he would not get in the ring with Artur Beterbiev. Okay. I don't think you guys understand the power that this guy holds, man. Let's see another story we talking about. Let's see another one.
Story. I had a guy, not me, but
Funniest
sparring story.
Listen to this.
Funniest sparring story.
This is Artur Beterbiev. This is one of Artur Beterbiev's coaches. They're talking about his sparring. Listen up. Class is in session. Listen up, you guys. Listen up now. You guys still there? You guys awake? You up? Listen.
Funniest sparring story.
This is gonna help you guys, know the vision that I have, and hopefully, if you guys bet on this fight, you bet the right way. That's all I'm gonna say.
Funniest sparring story. I had a guy, not me, but I had a guy. We had a guy sparring with Artur Beterbiev, and every day he's talking about how hard Artur hits, and he was a good fighter, very good fighter, elite amateur, good pro. I've been in with a lot of top guys, and every day he's telling me how hard Artur punches. And one day, I guess he just couldn't take it anymore. And he gets hit with a shot, and he steps back, and he puts his hands down, and he screams, and he goes, "This can't be good for me!" And that was it. The next day, he went home.
That's crazy. You know what I mean? Those are sparring stories from Artur Beterbiev, you guys. This is what Bivol said 4 years ago about Artur Beterbiev. All right, this is what Demetrius Bivol said 4 years ago. This is what I'm trying to give you guys a little bit. Shout out to Little Giant Boxing.
I said it before. It was great fight. He beat him up. He showed to us again how he's a powerful man, and he showed us that he can think cold. Do you understand? Аник, можешь сказать, он холоднокровно как бы провел этот бой.
Relaxed during.
All right, I'm back, you guys.
Интерес к нашему дивизиону, это очень здорово.
And that was a great fight to bring more attention for the light heavyweight. That was an exciting, great matchup.
You and Arthur win, or Beterbiev.
Of course, I believe only my boxing skills. If I took the fight, I know, I believe, I don't know, I believe I can win.
You knock him out?
I don't know.
When I talked to you in Chicago,
He said
you
he's.
told me that you believe that Artur Beterbiev was gonna beat Volstein.
He said he doesn't. He said, "Will you be able to knock out Artur Beterbiev?" They asked Demetrius Bivol 4 years ago, "Will you be able to knock out Artur Beterbiev?" He said, "I don't know."
That by knockout, that it wasn't gonna go to decision. That's exactly what happened. What was it that you saw or that you knew that made you predict accurately?
They said Bivol predicted that he was gonna stop Gvozdyk.
Победит нокаутом. Как вы знали это? Почему вы так предполагали?
We didn't know, we just think about it because we know that.
Man, listening to fucking Bivol's interviews, bro, is like, what the fuck? What am I listening to, man? You know English though. That's the fucking part that gets me, bro. Some of these guys out here, like Canelo, he does it all the time as well. It's like, yo, you speaking another language, but you're getting an interview in American in English, language which you can speak. But for some reason, when they get underneath the microphone or when they doing whatever they gotta do, I feel like they don't they don't speak in English. I don't get that. I don't get that because I seen Demetrius Bivol hold a whole conversation in English. So it's like now all of a sudden when you talking about Beterbiev, you don't what? Come on, man. Come on, man. What we doing, bro? Oh, here go Anthony Yard. He talking about this. Hold on. Oh no, let's see what we got here. See, he's fought 2 Smiths now. This will be his second Smith that he's fought. He's fought Joe Smith Jr. as well. What Larry Merchant talking about? All right, listen to this story about Mickey Bay. This is Mickey Bay. All right, it's gonna be the last one I'm gonna let you guys listen to, man. But this I'm gonna show you guys right now. I'm gonna let you guys listen to right now. This Artur Beterbiev.
Custom themes.
Listen to this, John.
And layouts.
In your view, do you view Bivol as the best guy at 175, or is it
I kind of think Beterbiev would beat him. Honestly, if they fought and I had to bet my money, I would probably say Arthur. Now, Bivol was better skilled, but I talked to cats that been in the ring with
This is Mickey Bay, you guys, a former champion. I believe Mickey Bay was a champion. Yeah. Former champion, former TMT fighter. You guys know him and Floyd kind of got into it, had a little riff with each other. But yeah, it had a little riff. But he's talking about right now, he's talking about Artur Beterbiev, and he's talking about, you know, the power and some of the sparring, you know, sessions and stuff like that that, you know, I guess he's heard or been around or whatever. So I'm going to let you guys listen, okay?
that cat.
So you guys can kind of get a better, you know, assessment on, like, what's going on. And this was not too long ago. When was this interview? This was less than a year ago.
A while ago, so people been telling me about his punching power for years. He actually does have skills too, but I'd probably put Arthur #1.
So since you're putting Archer #1, are you giving virtually no chance to Joe Smith when he fights him on June 18th?
No.
No chance.
Joe is tough as hell, but not against Arthur. Not from what I know of and what I heard about dudes that been in there with him. I heard stories that I never heard about. Damn, there's nobody except for a prime Mike Tyson.
Could you give us some of those?
He said he's heard stories about Artur Beterbiev from real boxers and real professional fighters that he's never heard of in his entire career, ever. He's heard sparring stories, okay, from Artur Beterbiev and from people that's been in there with Artur Beterbiev that he's never heard of and that he's never even seen before. Like he's saying, like almost like the guy's so good and he's beating the fuck out of these opponents and sparring so bad that he's never. Listen to what he's saying.
About dudes that been in there with him, I heard stories. Joe is tough as hell, but not against Arthur. Not from what I know of and what I heard about dudes that been in there with him, I heard stories that I never heard about. Damn, there's nobody except for a prime Mike Tyson.
Could you give us some of those stories, man? Like, what's one of the
I know
craziest
guys
stories
that
you've
said
heard
that he is so hard he can't even really spar a whole full 3-minute round in camp. He got to cut it in half. And he got to wear huge gloves. And then he paying guys a lot of money. They still don't show up. They go back home.
He said, listen to this, you guys. He's saying that Artur Beterbiev's camp is paying fighters a lot of money to spar him, to get him ready for fights, and they still don't show up. That's how devastating and how powerful Artur Beterbiev is. Okay, you guys? Continue to listen.
Like he hurting guys in camp with the big sparring gloves. And this is what I heard from people that been.
So he's not only is he hurting people, but he's hurting people with bigger gloves. So they spar in bigger gloves than when you fighting. You're gonna fight it a lot smaller, and the weight's gonna be a lot lighter than the gloves that you have on when you spar. Because sparring, you're trying to work on different movements. You're not really going in there to try to destroy your opponent, which some fighters do. Some fighters go in there and they treat it like a real fight. I think Artur Beterbiev is just even at a 75%. Nobody's fucking with him at that level, man. When he's that powerful, even with bigger gloves. So this is what he said. This is what Mickey Bay has to say, man. You know, former TMT fighter, you guys.
And in there when they said that his power was different, like bone crusher type power. So I guess you would probably view him as the biggest puncher at 175. Oh yeah, hands down from what I heard. In all the boxing. All the boxing, probably one. You know, it's different kind of power to me. You know, you got sharp power, you got heavy-handed power, you got one-punch power, you got some guys that, like Earl Spence, that'll just beat on you. You got Crawford, that's explosive power. Beterbiev seemed like he got that one punch, like that from what I heard.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's coming from. That's actually coming from, Mickey Bay, you guys. I mean, come on, man. Like, you guys got to understand, man. Like, it's hard. It's hard to spar a guy like that. You know what I mean? This is the last one, all right? I showed you guys a couple of them Jones. I'll show you guys one more that I've been wanting to show you guys, okay? This is from a Philadelphia fighter. Shout out to YSM Sports, man. Awesome channel. But I just want you to hear his work that he did and this interview that he did on Artur Beterbiev. Matter of fact, I'll let you listen to this one first, then I'll go back.
Are the hardest punching light heavyweight. Well,
this is another one. This is Billionaire Boxing TV. Salute.
So how confident are you fighting at 68 after you sparred Beterbiev but fought Kovalev?
I feel way more confident. Like, Uzcategui can punch, but when he hit me, I'm like, he has nothing that's gonna keep me off of him. I've been in way tougher fights. I'm used to more gruesome fights. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to guys hitting me way harder. Now I ain't been stopped one time. If boxing was fair, I'd be 30-1. I'd be 30-1 with no manager, no promoter, no help. I'd be 30-1 just fighting. True. I'd be 30-1 just fighting with no manager, no money behind me, just taking fights with cruiserweights.
Beterbiev, Kovalev.
Listen.
If you was to compare all the guys, okay, Badu Jack, Andrew Tabiti, you talking about cruiserweights. Beterbiev, Kovalev,
yeah,
Benavidez.
Yeah.
Who, if you was to rank them from 1 to 4?
He sparred Benavidez. He sparred cruiserweight. He sparred, Bivol. He sparred Beterbiev. He sparred all of these type of guys. Listen to what he's got to say. Listen.
5, who hit the hardest?
Beterbiev. It's not even close. Them other guys you can't even put 2. Like, if you compare to those guys, Beterbiev, I've never felt that kind of power in my life. Like, he got that power that can kill you. That literally, he hit you the wrong way, you 10 times out of 10, you ain't gonna be the same. You might have to take you might have to take a decade off of boxing. Doing one round with him, I feel like I've been training for a week. One round. And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
it's
they
crazy,
can say,
yo.
68.
Did you hear what the fuck this dude said? Yo, listen to what he said. He said 1 round can change you forever. For a decade. That you might not ever be the same. 1 round with Beterbiev sparring. Maybe that's why the sparring guys wasn't showing up. Continue to listen.
You might have to take a decade off of boxing. Doing 1 round with him, I feel like I've been training for a week. 1 round. And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they can say, oh, but he fought at 68. But look at all the other big light heavyweights he knocked out. That's bigger than me. That he put to sleep, beat down, and haven't fought since.
So you don't even think Kovalev is a close second, or Andrew Tabiti a cruiserweight?
No. And I love those guys, but because not only do he punch out, he's physically an animal. He's physically a monster. So it's like, he don't get tired. It takes a good punch.
He's saying he doesn't get tired and he takes a good punch. You know what I'm saying? So that's more into the mind frame, into the mindset of a Artur Beterbiev, you guys. You guys got to understand, man. Artur Beterbiev is coming. I don't think, I really don't think Callum Smith can stop what he has coming, man, for him, man. It's going to be very hard to do it, man.
Gibbs a good punch. He only fighter in boxing right now with a 100% knockout ratio, knocking out real guys.
And what do you think?
Mind you, what I said to you guys earlier, when he just said knocking out real guys, and the reason why he said that is because who has Demetrius Bivol knocked out, and who has Demetrius Bivol even been fighting other than Canelo? Who has Callum Smith been fighting other than Canelo? You know what I mean? Both of these guys claim to fame as Canelo. You know? So it's like, bro, like, one of them lost. Callum Smith being a loser. It's gonna be another loss for him come tomorrow night.
About, you spar Benavidez as well. Benavidez's punch doesn't rank anywhere.
Hell no. Hell no.
So he's more of a...
And Benavidez was like 2-something when I was sparring with him.
And he's more of a volume type of guy, or?
See, with me, he was letting his hands go, but he really wasn't letting his hands go like he's doing everybody else.
I gotta ask you, because since you tell the truth about everything, are they aging Beterbiev out?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
And I told you guys that. That's why Eddie Hearn keeps saying that he's 39, knowing he's 38 years old. He's trying to add more age onto him. And not only that, he said it when I let you guys hear it earlier. He's saying that he thinks, Artur Beterbiev is a little old in the tooth, meaning that he doesn't think that Artur Beterbiev can get it done. And that's why he thinks Callum Smith is going to knock out Artur Beterbiev. Listen to what he's saying, though. This is from a former sparring partner of Artur Beterbiev, Demetrius Bivol, and David Benavidez, and Kovalev, and more. Tabiti as well, that was with TMT. All big punchers. This is what he's saying about Beterbiev, though, that makes him so different.
But it's pointless. That's why you need to know what you're looking at.
And this is coming from a guy that works out every single day. I work out every single day. I work out every single day. So this is coming from a guy that's not just, talking his boxing shit on here, but actively working out and boxing as well. So you guys got to understand, man, like, it's a lifestyle. Continue to listen, though, man.
If you look at this man, he don't show no signs of
Shout out to Billionaire Boxing TV. This is where the interview is.
slowing down. They just going on a number. Oh, he's 38, 39. Well, so what? That's how that's why guys can get guys hurt. That's why we need professional, like in NBA, right? Yeah. You got a scout, a professional basketball scout who go and scout guys. You don't have that in boxing. You got guys that they got money, so they find somebody that they like, trying to give them a job and say, go look at this guy.
Right.
He don't know what the fuck he's looking at. He has no idea what he's looking at. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, oh yeah, this guy. Like Beterbiev is gonna be dangerous. He lives clean. Don't drink, don't smoke.
What I told you guys in the beginning of the freaking video, man. I said that Beterbiev is a 38. That's how a 38-year-old, 100% dedicated in and outside of the ring is supposed to look. Okay? Some 28-year-olds don't look like Artur Beterbiev physically. Some 21-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 25, 30, 35. Don't look like Artur Beterbiev and will never look like Artur Beterbiev physically. You know what I mean? David Benavidez, man, with all due respect, will never look like Artur Beterbiev physically. You know what I mean? We're just talking about a physical training and physical, you know what I'm saying? We're just talking about the physicality and just the physical physique that Artur Beterbiev has. David Benavidez will never have that. You know what I'm saying? Two different training regimens. If you guys looked at Artur, I'm not saying David Benavidez don't train. I'm not saying that. He's a very, very tough fighter and a very, very talented fighter. Okay? But if he fucks with Beterbiev, he's barking up the wrong tree.
But I'm sorry to cut you. Do you feel like they're doing that to you?
Yeah.
Now that you're 37?
Yeah, I think they're trying to.
Because you beat Uskategi 3 years ago, you're 34.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
Do you feel like, man, okay, they got you fighting another undefeated young guy. Mm-hmm. This guy's 16-0 you fighting.
Well, 16-1 now.
16-1, okay. That's still a hell of a record to put you on.
Oh, no. Right now he got an O, but.
Oh, you saying when you.
Yeah,
You're saying after you get done with him September 20th?
You're going to be 16-1, yeah.
Okay, so you're taking another O.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, so they got you in there with an undefeated guy, coming off a 3-year layoff, and now they're like, oh man, he's 37. Do you feel like they think you're right for the picking?
Yeah, so Artur Beterbiev, man, like I told you guys, man, people saying sparring wars, sparring stories, you know what I mean? Everything, like I try to tell you guys, man, Artur Beterbiev is a different animal, and I don't think a whole lot of people fucking with him, man. You know, he's a really, really, really good, talented fighter and boxer. And the more I think about it, the more I peel back the layers. Who in their right mind, when they really look at the footage of Artur Beterbiev and see how menacing and just see how, devastating his power is and how relentless he is, when he hurts you and when he's in the ring with you, I don't know how much they're paying Callum Smith for this fight, man, but it's got to be a lot. And it's got to be one of not. I don't even know if it's gonna be a career high payday because he fought Canelo. I know that was gonna be his career high payday. I'm pretty sure this is right underneath what he got paid for Canelo. Because Callum Smith is taking a chance. He's 29-1. He's been inactive for. That's another thing, you guys. I don't mean to keep saying the same thing, but when you're a professional fighter and you got 30 fights, okay. And you wind up taking, this fight. You have 30 fights and you wind up taking this fight. And you have been inactive for over 19 months, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Between 17 and 19 months he's been off. Okay? This is your first fight back after 17 and 19 month layoff. So after about a 19-month layoff, this is your first fight back, and you're gonna fight for the unified for 3 belts, and you think that you're gonna just all of a sudden knock this guy out that's been fighting more frequently than you? Fuck no. I'm sorry, you guys. I believe certain things up into a certain point. Up into a certain point. You cannot tell me that Artur Beterbiev is not out here licking his chops at Callum Smith. And all of this shit that Eddie Hearn's been saying has been fueling the fire for this fight, man. It's been one of those type of fights stylistically. Yes, Callum Smith has a good jab. Yes, he has a good hook. Yes, he has a good 1-2. But he's got to have a lot more than that and have to have power to keep Artur Beterbiev off of him. And right now, I don't see it. I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't think he can do it. I'm sorry, I don't think he can do it. I think Artur Beterbiev is just that much better. I think Artur Beterbiev is going to show that he's the better fighter and that, there's levels to this. There's levels to this. There's always been levels to this boxing shit. That's why a lot of fighters out there have been avoiding the fuck out of Artur Beterbiev. Shit, I truly believe David Benavidez is just... dude, listen to this shit. You're on hold right now to fight Canelo. Okay? You can make 175. You don't have to have any problems making 175, but you're waiting for what? Canelo is not really looking like he's trying to fight David Benavidez. I'm not going to say there's no signs that's pointing to him not fighting Canelo next, but I'm going to just say that I'm not the fingers are not pointing Canelo Alvarez's way for for David Benavidez to fight next. Okay? David Benavidez has been waiting for, I feel like years now to fight Canelo Alvarez, okay? If that fight doesn't happen next, go to 175 and fight the winner of Bivol versus Beterbiev. And then you could get 4 belts in one fight. You could do the same thing you was going to do with Canelo. Because whoever challenges Canelo at 168 pounds, you have a chance to be undisputed within one fight and beat Canelo Alvarez. All in one fight. Okay? That's a career-defining fight for any fighter. For not only to fight for all of the belts, okay? You're going to be fighting for undisputed. That's hard as shit to do as it is, okay? Then on top of that, you're going to be fighting Canelo Alvarez. I see why David Benavidez is waiting, but how long do you wait until you're saying, I'm not waiting anymore? you know, because you've been waiting, and you've been waiting. And I haven't seen a whole lot come of it yet, you know. You've been fighting Caleb Plants, you've been fighting Demetrius Boo Boo Andre and stuff like that. And, you know, you've been fighting fighters here and there. And it's like, at the end of the day, I want to see either David Benavidez either fight Canelo Alvarez next, or either you fight David Benavidez. I mean, either you fight David Benavidez, either you fight Canelo Alvarez next, or either you fight the winner of, or either you fight Artur Beterbiev next. I feel like he's gonna run through. It's not gonna be easy, but he's gonna walk through Callum Smith. And a couple months later, he's going to walk through Demetrius Bivol. Because Demetrius Bivol has been ducking his ass whooping for a couple years now. And the time is up. And Beterbiev, when they seen each other in Saudi Arabia and they got interviewed and they were somehow awkwardly in the same area, Beterbiev asked him, like, look, you know, we were supposed to fight already. This was on you. This was on you. And I'm going to end on that note. I'm going to let you guys hear this last one, this last interview. Here we go.
File 100% free.
Thank you guys so much for watching, too. This is going to be the last one I want to break down real quick. It just shows that, you know, Artur Beterbiev pulling up on Demetrius Bivol.
When's it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen, guys, next year? Gonna happen?
I don't know. He talk about fight, but he never fight.
He said Demetrius Bivol talks about fight, but he never fights. That's what Artur Beterbiev says. He says he talks about the fight, but he never fights. That's what Artur Beterbiev just said to Demetrius Bivol's face after they took a picture. Listen.
When's it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen, guys, next year? Gonna happen?
I don't know. He talk about fight, but he never fight. Ask him.
He said, ask him.
Fight, yeah?
Demetrius Bivol had nothing to say after that, man. And he's following Beterbiev. He has nothing to say after that.
What do you think of a fight with Dimitri? Break him down for us.
I already tell them.
Yeah. But what do you make of him as a fighter?
He's a good fighter.
Yeah. Is there anything that you look at him and be like, interesting, or you think, nah, easy work?
Good fighter.
He's a good fighter. You win by knockout? I know you have a big knockout punch.
We'll see.
Yeah. But it's gonna happen though, right? Yeah.
I hope.
If you win, will you move up and try to be undisputed in the next weight class?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Or maybe we'll see you fight Canelo.
No, I don't want to.
Too
You don't
small.
wanna fight Canelo? Oh, but they mentioned you though.
He want to fight. He want to fight. He know Canelo ain't gonna fight him. He know Canelo ain't gonna fight him. But yeah, man. Thank you guys so much for watching, man. I've been on here for, I believe, an hour and a half, if not more. 98 minutes. Might as well make it 100 minutes, man. Another minute and a half. So yeah, final thoughts. Okay. Callum Smith is gonna use his jab. He's gonna be working off his jab. He's gonna, you know, have some success with his jab. But then eventually, I feel like Artur Beterbiev is gonna break Callum Smith down. You know, and I'm not saying Callum Smith can't win the first couple rounds, because that's possible. You know, we've seen, you know, Beterbiev not say throw away rounds, but, you know, get beat in the early rounds multiple times in multiple fights. So if Beterbiev is down in round number 5 or 6, don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed at all. Just keep on betting, you know, because I think eventually in about the 8th or 9th, between the 7th and the 9th round, I feel like that's when, you know, Beterbiev is going to start implementing his game plan, probably from round 6 on up. I feel like the first half he's going to let, you know, Callum Smith get tired and, kind of use some of his energy with his jab and thinking he's got, success. And I think he's gonna put him away, in rounds 7 through 12. Um, that's gonna be the pick to pick if I literally, were to bet, but I just wish the odds were a bit better. If I'm picking round 7 through 12, if I'm dictating that he's gonna get a stoppage round 7 through 12, I would like the fucking bet to be at least better than plus 130. I mean, yeah, so that's nothing, man. So, but yeah, man, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please smash that like button. That's the beauty of this. We get to break it down and see what happens. You right about that, man, and I cannot wait, man. It's going to be a barn burner, man. This is going to be another. This is Corey Lee Boxing, and you've definitely been hit with another banger. All right, you guys. Boom. Peace out, you guys, man. Thanks for the love. If you want to donate, it's Corey Lee Boxing on Cash App. I appreciate everything that y'all have done and said, and I'll catch you guys on the next live stream, man. Have a great weekend. Be safe, and yeah, man, it's up, man. Peace out, you guys.